Okay, you can go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. So hi everyone. Very good morning and welcome to Mysore MuleSoft Meetup group. So yeah, after a very long break, like we are back again. So we know like our last meetup had happened like really long back, but that's fine. We are again, we are again starting our learning. Okay. So with that, a very warm welcome to basically today's session on Agentforce for MuleSoft. And here, like we are really excited to take you all through a very insightful journey, basically like exploring our latest MuleSoft product offering, that is Topic Center and API Catalog. And that's not all actually, because we will also basically going to deep dive into an exciting discussion on MuleSoft for Flow as well. So stay with us till the end. So there's a lot of valuable content coming your way in this session. Okay. So before we get started with the session, let me introduce you all to the organizer of this Meetup group. So we have Shubham Charasia here. He is currently working with Millennium as a integration developer. Then we have Giridhar working with Hashden as a senior technical architect, and then myself working with LTM Mindtree as a senior software specialist. Okay, so feel free to connect to us on LinkedIn if you have any questions, or also like if you want to be part of this Mysore Meetup group, or you want to deliver any session, do reach out to us. We will really like help you, to get started with your speaker journey as well with this. So with that, like let me introduce you all to the speaker of the session. So I have Shubham Chadasya here. So Shubham, like, would you mind giving a introduction about yourself?
Yep, sure. Hi everyone. I am Shubham and currently working as an integration developer in Millennium. So I have more than 5 years of experience, and I'm all MuleSoft certified and couple of AWS and cloud certifications. And we meetup leader for Mysore and AWS community group, and that's all. Over to you.
Yeah, thanks, Shubham. Hi everyone. Like I'm Priya Shah. I'm a 2024 Mules ambassador, and I'm currently working with the LTM Mindtree as a senior specialist. So it's been over 6 years. I'm working into integration space, and prior to LTM Mindtree, I've also worked with TCS and Cognizant as well. And I'm a MuleSoft meetup leader for Mysore as well as Kolkata. Okay. So yeah, that's a brief introduction about myself. And with that, let me show you like basically the agenda to understand what we are going to cover today. Okay. So we are going to start with like where we currently stand in ever evolving world of AI. Okay, and with that context, like we will see why Muley should be really excited about Agentforce. Okay, then we will also dive into Topic Center and API Catalog. We will show you demo basically to understand like how we can leverage these tools from basically MuleSoft developer perspective. Okay, and then we will also have a quick discussion about MuleSoft for flows, and then we are going to wrap up the session with Q&A towards the end. Okay, so with that, like let's get into the first slides. Okay, so setting the scene of AI, we all know that things are really moving really, very fast, right? And I'm sure that all of you are also experiencing this as well. And I think that this slide can actually be helpful to establish like where exactly we find ourselves in this technological ways. So like we have kind of already seen, right, initial shift, like which is about predictive AI and co-pilots and all those things, right? So if you talk about predictive, like it was all about machine learning predictions and things like that, right? And then we saw a huge transition of AI with co-pilot, and that was really, you can say, a game changer, because that was the moment like where AI was just not limited to prediction, but they can also actually understand natural language, your prompts, right? And it really helped in adoption of generative AI as well. We all know that, right? So Copilot was really helpful, basically working in assistive manner, you can say, alongside human. Okay, so these solutions are still in play, and still you can say they have a very big part to play in understanding like how we are moving forward. So I think the current overall trends, right, which we are calling third wave of AI. This third wave of AI is basically, you can say, is focused more predominantly on the autonomous AI agents. And agents are like not like co-pilots, right? They are different than co-pilots because they can work on their own. They can take action on their own. They can perform tasks almost like a human, like us, right? So we are seeing this kind of smart autonomous technology making, a very big impact everywhere. And it is just not, limited to the traditional business software, but you can also see it in a real world application, like you can, like your IoT or your self-driving cars, right? So this is all about your third wave of AI and how like it is, going to basically shape our platform like MuleSoft and Salesforce. So yeah, like by now, like all of you have probably heard a lot about Agentforce, especially after its official launch at Dreamforce last year. So what exactly is Agentforce? So just to start with, like you can think of it as agentic layer built basically on top of 60 platform. And Salesforce basically introduced this to make AI more approachable, to remove all those complexity also, and for also, for customers to get started with intelligent agents. So now customers with Agent Force can easily get started with sales agents, service agents, commerce agents, and things like that. And what basically, makes it more exciting is that, like, as I mentioned, agents are autonomous in nature. That means like they can handle multi-step tasks, basically, doing everything for you, basically from, you know you can take an example as like your lead scoring, or basically managing your customers, or providing them a customer service, or to order management. So all these can be easily, done by Agent Force, right? So you can say we are stepping into a new era where like humans and agents can actually work side by side, and which eventually will, help boosting our productivity and basically transforming our work, towards AI, you can say. Okay. So now, like, I understand, like, all of you might be thinking, like, we are muleys, right? And Agent Force is not really our thing. Then why should we care here, right? So, well, hold on, because that thought means you can hold on that thought, because like here we are going to basically explore exactly how Agent Force connect with MuleSoft and why it matters, for all of us here today. Okay. Um, so this is basically, you can say, a recent connectivity benchmark report, which says that like 95% of the organizations are actually finding integrating, data and their end system a big challenge, or you can say a big hurdle when it comes to implementing AI. Okay. And we all know, right, integration is what like we muleys are best at. So with that in mind, like there is very strong reason to be made, like why like MuleSoft professionals or MuleSoft developers should be genuinely excited about Agent Force. So you can say that like Agent Force is just not a cool feature, but it is also like a huge opportunity for MuleSoft people, MuleSoft customers, or IT teams, or entire iPaaS like users, basically, because it is actually going to open up a very new opportunity in a rapidly evolving AI world. Okay. And the best thing about, you can say, Agent Force and making Agent Force working with MuleSoft is that like you can just go beyond, just simply exposing your data. So we all know, right, we used to expose our APIs, right? But now here also we will expose API, but while exposing the API, we are also going to add a lot of metadata within it. Okay, that we will see in demo as well. Okay, so when you add all those metadata, then it becomes, your API specification actually becomes agent ready, you can say. Okay, and with that you can make your integration work very easily. Your integration work very easy, and then it also makes our task, our decision, and our workflow to get automated also, like with a very less effort, you can say. So all these magics are going to happen, okay, when Agent Force comes in MuleSoft chapter. Okay. uh, so as I mentioned earlier that agents are autonomous design. So what does it mean? Like agents can actually, reason through your request, it can execute, it can take actions, and do all of this on their own, right? And they can also automate all your workflows, your processes, without even needing your any basically human intervention, you can say. Okay, but here is the catch. Okay, for all those works to happen, like these agents actually need access to third party systems. Okay, so let me give you an example. Okay, let's say you have different types of agents. Okay, so for example, a customer service agent. Okay, so when you have a customer service agent, you might need access, basically to check inventory systems, basically what is the stock availability and things like that. Similarly, when you have a sales agents, you might need access to, CRM systems, basically to sync up your all real time data, your real time contacts and personal informations, okay, or users informations. Similarly, when you marketing agent, then you might need access to the campaign management tools to basically track all your campaign related details. And then at the end, when let's say when you have a commerce agent, then you might need basically access to supply chain, to basically get latest update on the shipping, on stock availability, okay, and all those things. And it does not stop here, basically. Okay, and this use case can be like expanded to every core systems across enterprises, like your HR systems, your finance systems, your logistic systems and whatnot, right? So now the question comes, like how, like, we make all this happen in a secure and you can say scalable and manageable way. So just to let you know, like, it is all possible, right? And it is basically possible by bringing all the API and agents together. So you can say that we are going to, basically create a bridge between your autonomous agents, okay, and the data and the systems where we are actually going to take actions, basically your third party systems, right? So this is where MuleSoft becomes absolutely essentials. And with that, like, it just not, with MuleSoft, you're just not only, enabling connectivity, which is the primary function, but it is also powering, intelligent automation across business by helping agents accessing third party systems. Okay. Uh, so before so this is what I was talking about, like how all these agents can actually access third party systems seamlessly. Okay, but now, like, let me give you another some examples. Okay, so before we get more deep dive into agents and automations and all those things, like, it is now very important first to take a moment to understand, like, what all are the challenges, right, and why MuleSoft role is crucial here. So all these information which actually help you understanding where from where this concept of API catalog or topic center or flows comes in picture. Okay, so let's talk about the challenges. So we all know that uh, you know API is the thing which agent basically requires, right? And what the thing, like, the when agent and the thing is that, like, agent only can use those things only which is available or accessible to it, right? So for any agent to access API, they first need to know, like, how they can basically leverage those APIs, or how they can actually have a, direct access to those APIs. And not only that, they also need to know, like, how they can, use those API in a controlled and a secure manner. All these information is very much needed by the agent, right? And not only that, like, we also need to govern basically what kind of data is being shared with the agents and what is coming in from the agents or going out from the agent, right? And we need to be very careful about security, our privacy and compliance related thing as well. So all these management related concern also we have to take care, like where your APIs are located, and how we will basically manage our version here, and how we can basically expose different operations to the agent force and things like that. And all of these are basically lot to consider, right? And it is really very overwhelming when you are actually doing it in a practical, right? But the good thing here is that we have a solution to take all of this, and here comes a picture of MuleSoft. So MuleSoft basically here, help us unlock all the API access for Agentforce in a secure, in a governed, and you can say in a scalable manner. Okay, and how? By using basically Topic Center and API Catalog. So before we dive into basically API catalog and topic center, first let's cover some of the basics, okay, with topic. Okay, so you can say topic are the main fuel here, and topic basically helps to communicate with the API. So you can consider topic as a bigger umbrella, okay? And topic basically contains at least like one action. So your topic should contains actions, okay? And basically say here like your topic two things. One is action and instructions, and let's discuss what is action. So action basically tells like what is the role of agent, what task agent is supposed to perform, and things like that. And then we have instructions. Sorry. So when you basically extend agent's capability to include third party application, like it is very crucial, basically to provide clear instructions on behave, or how basically agent should behave to an outcome. So instruction basically contains all your guidelines, your guards, to ensure that agents does not hallucinate, or also it does not give you irrelevant responses. So together, like instructions and agents come to basically guide agents how to communicate effectively basically with the third party systems, okay? So now comes the part where we will basically design this whole thing, and that all start with the topic and API catalog. Okay, so first step is to design. Okay, so this is a design phase here. And here, like as a MuleSoft developer, we need to think ahead, right? How? Because in future, agents are actually going to be the main consumer of API. So with that in mind, like we need to design our API in such a way that agents can actually use them easily. Okay, so this is where like ACB comes in, and we all know, right? ACB is Anypoint Code Builder, and it is like unified system where you can find all tool in one. And this is a place where you can basically build, you can design and deploy your APIs as well, right? So if you see this picture clearly, like in the ACB, like how you can set up these things. Okay, so the moment you are going to create your topic center, like topic, basically you have to provide action, you have instructions, scopes, topic name, all those details. So everything you'll see in demo as well, how we are going to create it. So this basically design phase makes it super simple for agent basically to understand and use API right away from the beginning. Okay, and once you have built your API, basically next step is to connect it to the system that it needs to talk to. Okay, so for that, if you see here, next phase that is connect. So connect is a place where we are going to connect our API with the API manager. So here basically our task will be again to create our API instances, to add our security rules, adding policies. And also here, this is the place where we also have to ensure that our API is conformant. So if your API is not conformant, that your agent will not be able to consume those APIs. Okay, so that is also there as part of the demo, how to make sure your API is conformant. Okay, and once like everything is ready and you are like sure that yeah, it is following all the company's rule and it is safe to use, then you can go ahead with the other steps. Okay, and with that, like uh, that is the next step is consume. Okay, so that brings us a new topic called API catalog. So this is where the picture of API catalog comes in. uh, okay, so what you see here in API catalog is that earlier what used to happen. So being a Salesforce developer, like they what challenges they were facing is that they were not able to find all the APIs at one place, or maybe you can say at one unified place. Okay, so it was very difficult for them to manage all their APIs, be it MuleSoft APIs or Salesforce APIs or external APIs. Okay, so now with API catalog, it gives you more controls. It makes for Salesforce people more easy. And the best thing is like you don't even have to do any extra stuffs which we used to do earlier. Like we used to earlier create name credential, external services and things like that. And I'm pretty sure like whoever has created agents earlier, right, we used to create this name credential and external services and things like that. But now with API catalog, you are going to skip those steps, because API catalog is there to basically take care and handle all those tasks for you. Okay, then uh, if we talk about consume. Okay, so with API available in the catalog, like you can easily turn them into topic basically, and you can easily add them in the agent builder and make your agent created in just a simple few steps. Okay, and it basically helps to get started with the Agentforce journey very easily. Okay. Then our last step is managing. So when you are creating your API, you also have to manage. That means like you have to check like whether all your APIs are working well, whether things are working as expected, and you also have to basically take care that whether all of the APIs are performing as expected or not. So to sum up, like with all those approach, like you are actually going to create MuleSoft agentic API, you can say, okay, which will be even more powerful and easier than before, and it will actually help you, to make agent ready. So with that, like I'll hand it over to Shubham to just show you like how we can create topics in MuleSoft and how we can basically get started with the API catalog and what all configurations are needed. Okay, and probably you all be thinking, right? You already know how to create topic in Salesforce. We have done that right earlier while creating an agent, but here we are going to follow a different approach. That is, in MuleSoft itself, we are going to create a topic, not at Salesforce platform itself. Okay, and that will give you more flexibility, because while creating topic here we are also going to add lot of metadata, which is going to be helpful for agent. Okay, so with that I'll just stop sharing my screen and hand it over to Shubham. So with that, like if anyone has any question, please let me know.
Thanks, Priya. Do we have any questions as of now? Or we can start with the demo. If not, then we start sharing screen. Let me know once it's visible. Okay. Um, is it visible?
Yeah, Shubham.
Priya, am I audible?
Yes. Hmm.
One second. Okay, give me 1 second.
Okay, Shubham, I think your screen share has
Yes.
stopped.
Sorry.
Mhm.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Uh, Sharing my screen. Just let me know once again.
Yeah, it is
Is
visible. Hmm.
okay. So we don't have any questions as of now, right? Uh, Let me check in the chat first. Can Agent Force be exposed and as an Agent Force be exposed as an API to consumers? Uh, Priya, am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible. You're audible.
Okay. So we will take up the questions in a bit. Okay. Let me just first start with the demo.
Mhm.
Okay. So from where we will start basically, I mean, if you don't have an Anypoint platform account, you can create one. Okay. And again, we will need Anypoint platform account and a Salesforce account. So trial versions can is sufficient to try out the API catalog. Okay. So we don't need any extra, subscription, uh, purchase subscription for this. So we are good with that. And if you have to sign up for Salesforce, so just go to developer edition Salesforce. Okay, and you can get a developer edition. So with this developer edition, you have this agent force and data cloud enabled within it. Okay, so we will need all these. So just get a developer edition and sign up. Okay, now what are the steps that we need to do? Okay, first of all, enable agent force. Okay, uh, I mean Einstein, is it Einstein or Einstein setup? Okay,
Shubham, can you zoom in little bit?
how about now?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, so first step is you can turn on Einstein. Okay, just go to setup when you sign up for Salesforce and go to setup. Okay, and turn on Einstein. Okay,
Is this screen frozen or is it for only for me?
I can see it is moving, so
Okay. How
maybe
about
you, can anyone confirm whether they are able to see screen moving?
Yeah, it's moving.
okay.
Okay.
That's good.
Yeah, Ashish, like maybe you can rejoin once.
All right. Okay. So next step, basically, we have to create an API. Okay. So again, we have only, I think, one option as of now, that if we want to create an API that is that can be exposed as topic and action to say to any point platform to Salesforce. Okay, then we need to design that API. Okay, using any point code builder. Okay, if you try to design your API that can be exposable to Agentforce, you cannot do from here. Okay, from Design Center, we don't have that option as available as of now. So you can see that we have normally this option, and we don't see that option to be to get is expo to get that to get this API exposed as agents and topics. Okay, actionable. Um, okay, so we will start with any point code builder. So just install VS Code. Okay, I mean, if you are aware like how you need to install ACB, so just go to extension. After installing VS Code, go to extensions and install this anypoint extension pack. Okay, so this pack you need to install to be able to work with ACB in VS Code. Okay, just install it and restart your VS Code. Then this icon will be visible to you. Okay, this is Anypoint Code Builder now. So let me open this. Now you have three options: design, implement, develop. So I will not go over the introduction of ACB kind of thing. So design an API. This step we will need to do. Okay, you can see that this special option is now visible. Earlier it was not there. So what this will do, this will enable our API for agent topics and actions in Salesforce. Okay, so this API we can use as a you know as an external API in topics. Okay, as an external service. So earlier we used to create the API and then configure in Salesforce by using named credential external services. Okay, all these things we had to do. But again, Priya has I think explained all these things. So we can proceed further. You have to check this box, then project name. Let's say I will write doc management management API. Okay, and so again, if you select this option, you cannot select the API specification language as YAML. So there are only two possible options: OS 3.2 YAML or JSON. Okay, if you untick this, then you have YAML options available. So if you have to design your API to be enabled for agent topics, you have to use OS. Okay. Uh, okay. So business group for me, this is appearing SD. Okay. So whatever business groups you will have, it will appear here. So how your accounts will appear here? You need to sign in here. Okay, like there will be option of sign in. Okay, let me log out this. Not logged into any platform. Something like this would appear. My screen is visible, or do I need? Should I maximize this?
Yeah, if little more you can maximize, then I'm seeing very small characters basically.
Is it? I mean, if everyone can see, then that's not a problem. Otherwise, I need to zoom out. Uh, okay, so let me try zoom in. Let me try. Okay, how about now?
Yeah, it is better.
If someone wants to wants me to zoom in more, let me know in the chat. Okay, and Priya, you can let me know. Okay, so now you click on any point code builder to log in this. Okay, so this will open, and I think I have already logged in. Okay, so open Visual Studio Code. Okay, I am logged in with my fresh account. Okay, my ID hack 20. Now I will click on design an API. Just doing that steps again quickly. Dot management API and business group test create project. your project will created. Okay, you will have API specification. As it is loading. Okay, you can see that quick start. API specification is available to us, and you can see that to expose this as an agent. I mean, as a topic. Okay, for agent to consume, we have all this information we need to provide. Okay. Okay, so you have to provide this properly in order to be in order for agent sales agent force agent to be able to understand or properly consume your API. Okay. um, okay, so now let's define a path. Okay, let me just quickly copy the one I have. Okay. Okay. For now, I have provided only one operation slash, I mean, one endpoint and a single operation put. Okay. And you can see that there are one response, 200. Okay. You have need to expose this response code as a string. Otherwise, it will throw error. And all this description. Okay. Schema is there for pet. Okay. Now you can see that version is there. Okay. So what extra thing you see here as compared to the ones you create you generally create a API specification, these things are extra here, right? So this metadata uh, informs that API we want to expose, we are exposing as a agent action. Okay, so this can be consumed by our agent. Okay, and you can see that here you also have need to write this action that we want to display this. Okay, displayable true. Now what extra steps? You can see that when I selected that checkbox for this API to be able to expose as an agent action and topic, this rule set gets added automatically. Okay, so now my API, if you design normally an API, okay, without any rule set, it will get published and without any rule set. But if you want your API to be exposable as a agent action, then you need to conform to this rule set, that is Salesforce API topic and action enablement rule set. Okay, now if you design, if I remove something, okay, that is not conformant to this rule set, then not it will not throw an error, but it will publish, and this will cause a problem. I mean, certain endpoints will not be visible. For example, let me show you an example. Okay, let me open this one. So I was doing this thing. Okay, like I was trying out these things, and what was happening, my API specification was not conformant to this rule set. Okay, although I had an endpoint, but it was not visible in Exchange. Okay, so let me quickly show that. If I go to Exchange, okay, I publish this similar API specification. Okay, only, but you can see if I go to this one, here you do not see this endpoint slash pet. Okay, because it was not conformant. You can see it was showing this error, the asset has failed one or more rule set, and the rule set was a Salesforce API topic and action enablement rule set. Okay, so we will talk about this API governance from perspective as well, but for now let's come back here and let me come back to VS Code. Okay, now I will run this rule set to verify if my API specification is conformant to this rule set. You can see that there is one error, and I will identify what is this error. API must have valid topic name. Okay, so this is the error that is giving, and I need to correct this. Okay, I think this topic name needs to be corrected. Okay, I think let me just use the different name. And again, if you need to identify like from this, you can see that name seems to be correct, but if you want to identify why is that, you can read out this rule set. Okay, there is a rule set link. Okay, I think, yeah, here you have this. I will share this link with you. Okay, let me share. You can bookmark this one.
Shubham, can you maximize your screen a little bit?
Which screen? This one? More?
Browser.
Browser. Okay.
Yeah, this also, if you can. or maximize little bit if possible.
Not a problem. I think it was in view, appearance, zoom in. Okay. How about now?
This is fine. Yeah, perfect. Same for browser as well.
Okay. So this is good. Okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you can see
fine.
that this is the rule set we are talking about that needs to be conformant for our API specification, and you can see that these are the rules that our API specification should comply with. Otherwise, uh, your API will not be properly consumable to agent. Okay. Now,
Shubham,
yes, go ahead, Ashish.
Shubham, in the design center,
Hmm.
when we used to apply the governance rules, right? That
Hmm.
time it was not allowing us to publish it to the exchange. ACB is allowing that to publish it. I mean, just now you showed one use case where it's not satisfying one of the rule of your rule set, and it published to the exchange, and then in the exchange you are not able to see your endpoint.
Hmm.
Don't you think this should be handled at the design level? I mean, just a generic suggestion, like why can't we raise a maybe idea to MuleSoft team that okay, whenever there is a if there is a rule set applied, and if that is not satisfying, don't allow us to expose it to the exchange.
Yes,
Don't you think?
I mean I agree, but I think maybe this rule set is kind of optional here. That if it even if it doesn't comply, it can still be publishable.
So no. Then it won't make any sense if your API is not consumable to the agent, right? What's the point of having that rule set and it's not aligned with
Mhm.
the rules, and then you publish it to the exchange and it is not visible in the exchange that endpoint, and
Yes, I mean I agree.
everything
We
is
can.
useless, right? I mean,
Yep, yep.
it's not.
Yeah, I mean
Hmm.
exactly. I 100% agree with you because I was trying this thing and I was not able to identify like why these endpoints were not there. Okay, even though I am properly publishing my
Correct.
API
Yes.
specification correctly.
Yeah, that's the exact my intention, because now we are struggling to go back and do this debugging part, and we'll see that okay. But in design center, we used to see that clearly the errors. If errors are there, you won't be able to publish it, right?
Mhm. I agree.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
now also those errors are visible at designs and like at exchange level, right, Shubham? Those errors were visible, right?
yeah,
Were
but
not
after it was
conformant.
published, so
Hmm.
Ashish,
After it was
idea,
published, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. My point was like stop in the front gate itself. Why are you allowing to go inside and then
Yeah.
do all the stuff, right?
Correct, correct. Right. I agree with you, Ashish.
Maybe
So
Shubham,
that is a valid point.
we can post this as an idea. Okay, maybe they
yes,
are evolving this agentic API concept in ACB. It's not yet that matured, so maybe
yeah,
we can add this observation that okay, what is your view on this? We should stop here itself. We should not allow to publish this particular API to the exchange if it is intended for the agent, right?
yep, 100% agree.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we'll create this idea and share it on LinkedIn and people, let's upvote for from people's. Okay, get upvoted. Okay, you can see that if I use this underscore, so this rule set is not now not violated. Okay, so you can how you want to see. Let's me search for this rule set. Okay, and to identify what needs to be checked. Okay, topic. This is well. Let me open this in another one. So this was topic name, right? Topic name. It, okay, topic. Close this topic name. Okay, API. This was the error. Okay, so this is the rule, and you can see that you. What is the message? APIs enabled for agent topics and actions must declare a topic that starts with a letter. Using snake is recommended, and these are the characters that are allowed. So the dash is not allowed. That's why it is throwing error. So I replaced it with underscore, and then now this rule set. This rule complies. This API specification complies with that rule. Okay. Uh, what else? So this is good, right? And our rule set is uh, properly complied. Now we need to properly give this information so that our agent can consume this API. And I mean, if we ask proper information, this topic needs to be used. Okay. So classification description. I let me just copy it for now. Stop this one. Oh, sorry. This. So I will just copy this one, and let me copy paste it here quickly. Okay. So as good as you will describe, the agent will be able to fetch this topic. Okay, when you are asking something from agent. Okay. So in this case, you have to properly design, give your description, scope, and instructions. Okay. Let me just quickly get this one. Scope. So your scope, it defines like what activity will it do. Okay, like your job is only, so you are guiding your agent like to what this particular topic will do. Okay, what this particular will do. And the next one, instruction. So you can define multiple instructions. You can see that by adding here. Okay, now apply. Okay, and publish. So how you publish from here, you just click on show and run commands and publish this. Okay, I think we are all good. Let me just confirm. Okay, so asset version 1.0.0, and I will publish the version v1 project metadata just to comply. Okay, so you can see that these tags are automatically added since we selected that checkbox. So these are mandatory. Okay, again, these are added automatically, so we don't have to worry about anything. So this is getting published to exchange, and we will see. Okay, view asset, it is published. Okay, it is not conformant. Okay, you can see that again. This is a kind of a, I think, issue that I observed, that even though it is visible conformant here, but still sometimes this rule is not conformant. Okay, so you can see the details and what is not conforming. You can see this rule said that it is violated, so you can view the detailed log. Okay.
Maybe Shubham, like you can show the one which you have already created because it's already 11:18 and we have to cover a lot more. Yeah.
Sure. You can again, as I mentioned, that there is one more thing. You have to click on this rule set. Okay, let me show you that option. Okay, I think where is was it? Yeah, so you have to enable this thing to make sure your API is ready to generate agent actions and topics Salesforce. You have to enable. There was one option. Okay, I think it is not visible as of now, but you just it is visible and you can select that. Okay, I'm coming to the one, okay, that is already published. Okay, so you can just correct this one. Okay, whatever the issue is, you can see that the not conformant to profile, and you can see the report here. Okay, view details, the violations, what are the violations. So I'll not just go over this one because you can correct this by the thing I mentioned. Okay, let me come back here. So I'll just walk over this thing. that's a
So Shubham, you published twice, right? That same API?
in here in this
Yeah.
another. No, I think I published this just once now.
Once,
Okay,
huh? Okay.
okay, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
You can see this is only one. Okay, so coming back here to final one. So this is the asset that I published, and it was conformant. Okay, you can see that it conformed. So
No,
now
no, no,
you,
no.
yeah.
My point was, Shubham, you
Mhm.
published that same asset twice, right? So I was thinking the 1.0.0 was non-conformant, but if you change the version to 1.0.1, maybe you'll find conformant. Can you go back to that same API again?
Sure, sure.
Where it was showing?
I
Because
did not. Mhm. No, no.
Yeah,
When,
Ashish, he was actually using different account to
oh,
publish it.
okay, okay, okay.
Yeah.
yeah. Even
It
one
was,
more thing. When we had violation, I did not publish by then. Okay, it. I was
Mhm.
just checking it. Okay, I did not publish it.
Okay, you were showing here also in exchange also. I got confused. Like you already published it.
Yep, yep. No, no.
Okay, okay,
Okay.
fine.
So you can see that this API specification I published, okay, and it was conformant. You can see the endpoint. If it is not conformant, you can see that in here, in this one, you don't see this endpoint, okay. So if it is only conformant, then you will be able to see the endpoint, okay. Now, what are the next steps? Uh, we need to make a connectivity between Salesforce and Anypoint platform. So how we will go about this? Go to access management. Okay, here go to Salesforce. Okay, I will just show with the new account. Okay, you can see I will go to access management here. Okay, so that proper options will be visible. You can see that this will appear to you. You have to click on add Salesforce org here, and you need to provide this org tenant key. So you can see that the instructions are here. You need to go to Salesforce and inside MuleSoft and setup. Okay, so I have my open here. I'll write MuleSoft Anypoint platform setup. Okay, you can see this option view connection. Click on view connection info and copy this tenant key. Provide this here. Okay, add. Now you need to make the connection two ways. So you have to provide the information from here to Salesforce. Okay, so I'll just write Anypoint. Okay, add this one. Now this Anypoint platform or key I need to provide there in Salesforce. So now the connection will be made. Okay, you can see that the MuleSoft connection test was created. And if you need to expose, you need to enable these invocable actions. Okay, and enable Einstein Anypoint platform. So if you haven't already enabled the way I enabled the Einstein at started, this will not be even you cannot turn this on. So you have to first do that step, and then only you can do this enablement. Okay, now I will do this close step, and this connection is made. Okay, so I'll just reload this one, and you will see that everything is enabled here. Okay, accept. I need to accept this one from here. Okay, this is enabled, and this is also you need to enable. So which business group APIs we want to expose it. So you can see that all these things are enabled now, and we have a connectivity. Okay, so now my APIs that are being exposed as topic actions will be visible in API catalog in Salesforce. Okay, now I will show in my this one account because that one was not conformant. So if I go here and show, it will not be visible. Okay, if I go here in the Salesforce one second. Yeah, here and search for API catalog. You will not see the one because this was not conformant. Okay, you need to click on start sync, but you will not see one. Okay, but the one which will be conformant will be visible. So coming back to my one account where it was conformant. Okay, let me open my Salesforce account. Login Salesforce. Make sure of the account. Okay, it was not this one. Okay, so here is the account that was connected, and I will go to catalog API catalog. we have less time. That's why I cannot show you now the complete demo. Okay, so you can see that the final one, this API, which I properly able to expose, is visible here. It is synced, and you can see that one invocable action. So what is this action? This is the slash put one. Okay, this operation you can see. Okay, it is activated. So you have to at the start this will be deactivated, so you have to click on activate actions and basically perform the, I mean, just click update and it will be activated. Okay, now you can see if I go to agent, okay, agent for assets. Okay, so this is exposed now as a topic and as an action. Okay, if I search for pet, you can see that the specification is available to us as a topic. Okay, and that action, the put action, okay, is available. uh, I need to search for pet. Okay, so I provided the put update. Okay, so this API specification basically exposed the operation through which I was able to update a pet description. Okay, so if I want to, if I now, what help this will do? Okay, like now we are able to extend our external system and expose that data to this agent. Okay, to the agent force. Now I will come back to the agent force agents. You can create a, another agent to use this exposed, topic action, or you can use the default agent. Let me use the default agent as of now. So open in builder so that we can add this action that we just provided. Okay, let me delete this from the agent. You need to deactivate this to be able to delete and perform actions. Okay, uh, I think it said deactivate. Okay, first deactivate. That's why it threw the error. So let me remove from agent and add. Okay, you can add this. Let me create a new topic. Describe the job you want this topic to perform. This topic uh, updates. Okay, updates my pet information. You can be more descriptive. Okay, pet information update. Okay, these are the instructions. And next, so add this topic, pet update, pet finish, pet information update, this topic actions. You can see that this is added because we added this action. Now let's test this. Okay, activate your agent. Okay, and few things. Again, just publishing the API to exchange is not enough. Okay, I will repeat that. I showed you, like, I published to exchange and just quickly moved on to Salesforce setup, right? But what steps more you have to do? You have to, as you publish to exchange and it is conformant, next step is to implement it. Okay, without implementation, how your response will come? Okay, so uh, you need to implement it. As you can see that I imported this API specification and it generated this from scaffolding. I implemented this endpoint. Okay, I am just providing this message, pet added, and publish this to the anypoint platform. Okay, these are not complete step. Again, you have to enable the API auto discovery. So go to API manager, create a API there, and get the API key. Okay, so this is the API key, and I will just go back here. I think endpoint platform. Okay, go here. Where was it? I think it was opened here. Okay, you can see if I go to API manager. Okay, you need to create an API here. Okay, and then implement it. Okay, you can see that it is active. So in order, again, these are again the complement necessary steps. Your API status need to be active, and you need to provide a consumer endpoint. So these are two things. You can see that I provided this consumer endpoint. So this endpoint, Salesforce agent will make use of this to call this one. Okay, so you need to provide your consumer endpoint here. Okay, You can see when you deploy, then only you will be able to get this, right? So provide your API discovery here and deploy this API. Okay, and then it will be, the status will be active, and copy the URL which from runtime manager and provide it here. So these are the steps you need to make in from any point platform perspective. Okay, now coming back to the Salesforce part. Okay, I added this action, and let's say, can you update my pet information? Okay, so you can see that this topic was selected because according to our information, this topic instruction matches, and this action is selected. Okay, now could you please provide the ID of your pet and the details you would like to update? So I will just pass my ID as one, and I can say the name. I need the name as well. Okay, so let's say name is dog. Oh, okay. There is a misconfiguration here, but you can see that this will properly go to that provided action. Okay, I have not properly configured a proper action. I mean the endpoint. So it gave, but the point is, like, it goes to the perfect action that we wanted it to call. Okay, I need to look on to this, like the URL is, I think, not proper, so that's why it's showed there. Otherwise, it will give this response like message pet added. Okay, um, you can follow these steps. Okay, I mean, if you forget the right step by step process, so you can see that these are the detailed description. So you can see that you need to create an API specification for agent. So these are the steps we followed. Okay, add metadata, so these tags automatically added. Okay, so all this we provided this topic description. Okay, for our API specification. Then we needed to extend this. Okay, by providing this metadata information. So you can see that these informations are required. Okay, if you have a user input, then you need to provide this as well. Okay, make sure that you add these extensions which are required. Okay, otherwise your API is not properly exposable. Okay, I think maybe this thing I missed. Okay, because I needed to provide an input. Okay, and as I mentioned, you need to conform to your rule set. Okay, your API specification, publish the API to exchange, and that's all. Okay, it will be properly exposed, and you can see, if I go back here and go to my assets, Agentforce assets, that the screen is not loading. Okay, let's not cover this one. Let me come back here, and again, this link I shared,
Shubham,
so
can you
that
share this? Can you share the URL which you
yeah,
showed
I
just
think I
now?
need to share this URL as well.
Mhm.
Yep. Uh, let's take questions if you have any. Okay, but I mean, on a high level, you need to perform these steps. Again, this thing is still new, so that so you may get around few issues that may cause some troubles. So just try to do this thing, and if you get some error, you try to reach out, okay, with us, and we can help you out. Okay, let me stop sharing, and let's take up the questions if you have any. Okay, no questions. I need to cover one more topic. Okay, that was this one. Okay, let me just quickly cover this. So MuleSoft for flows. Okay, this is released recently. Okay, and it is quite new. So what is MuleSoft flow for flows? Okay, I will just directly go to the agenda bar. Okay, so in here in Salesforce we have flows. Okay, so earlier if we needed to make a connection to MuleSoft APIs, right, or any other external systems, we needed to define external services. Okay, we did not had connectors similar to MuleSoft. So what Salesforce did is basically provided this service. Okay, now you can connect to your external systems, okay, directly from within flows. Okay, you can make a connection. So again, this is not part of the free trial. Okay, so this thing, if you want to try MuleSoft for flows, you need to buy an automation credit. Okay, I mean, this is part of an automation credit, so you need to connect to your partner manager, and then only it will be enabled for you. Okay, it is not available in trial flows, and that's why I was not able to show the demo for this. Okay, you can see that we will get out of the box connectors like just we have in MuleSoft, but it will now be available in Salesforce flows. Okay, so you can see Microsoft Teams, NetSuite. So more and more connectors will be added. And if you are from someone from Salesforce background, you needed to make, if you need to make an integration with third party or another systems, it was very difficult. But now you directly have these connectors out of the box. Okay, and you can provide like just like in MuleSoft we have this drag and drop, input and output. It is there in it is now available. This mapping thing is now available in Salesforce flows as well. Okay, you can directly drag and drop. Okay, and it will be there. Okay, again, there was one thing that was added in Salesforce flows, that you can now trigger your flows from external systems as well. Okay, let's say a record change in NetSuite, then you can, if it is changed, then you will listen to it, and this flow will get triggered using that you know changed update. So these are the few things that are introduced as part of MuleSoft for flows. Okay, you can see these are the connectors that are made available in flows. Okay, and I will just quickly go over. This is how it will look. Okay, this is an automation screen in Salesforce, and if you have a trial account, you will not see these integrations options. If you have this subscription of any MuleSoft for flows, then this will option will available, and you can make an connection with your external systems within flows. Okay, that's all. I will not cover this more because again we cannot do the demo and we cannot try it out since it is a part of a subscription. Okay. Okay, let me let's me take the chat. Do we have any questions here? Again, I think that is a whole load of information. Since this topic is recently out and no one has tried this out, so that's why it will take some time. Okay, do you have any questions, Rohan?
Yeah, Shubham. So while implementation, is it required to any jar files? Because we developed this in ACB, the design part. Any
See,
packages we require in Anypan Studio?
no. Basically, when you publish, you can implement this API specification either in any point studio or even in ACB as well. I did this implementation in studio just for trial, but you can, in ACB, you can, when you publish, you get the option of the implementation of that API specification directly right away. Okay, or you can import the API specification and then create the implementation in any point code builder as well. So no extra assets, no extra jars needed. Okay.
Okay.
Like, have you? Yeah, yeah. So, if you are starting this with ACB, then the moment you are basically importing that extension pack, right? So, all the
No. I
required.
did.
Mhm.
I did it already. I implemented
Okay.
with Anypan Studio, but I got some
Mhm.
error. That's the reason.
You
So the
can
Okay.
implementation part
Mhm.
done in ACB again actually.
Okay.
So that's the reason I am asking because it is
Mhm.
giving the OS right, not the RAML.
Mhm. Yes. Yes. Correct.
So that is anything we required in while developing any Anypan Studio. That's the reason.
Mhm.
And Okay. So the tags, right, we given, is there any possible to write the existing APIs or existing YAMLs? We can directly import those SFDC in OS. Is it then chanceable for existing YAML but converting into the API topics instead
I
of
doubt,
developing a new one?
I mean, I doubt that we will be able to extend our existing RAML to to expose this as topics
Topics,
dedicated
yeah, right.
to Salesforce.
Because only the SFDC tags we can directly add it, and while exporting the exchange, we can directly add those tags. So those two changes I seen. So is there any chances directly for existing APIs YAMLs we can do like that queries?
I mean, as I mentioned, that it would not be possible for RAML one, but for existing OS specification, I will need to check like if we add tags.
Schemas, right?
Yeah,
Shall we need to develop those schemas in the same file, or we can refer the referencing of the other files also?
see, what I observed first of all, like when I publish this API specification to Exchange, okay, uh, to the to Exchange, okay, uh, you cannot edit this API specification, okay. If you publish this one from from ACB, understood?
Yes, yeah.
So there is a point like we need to check if we can edit the already published API specifications, the OS API specifications in Design Center and add that additional metadata. Would that be synced to the Salesforce topics? Okay, would be that be will be available in Salesforce? So we need to check this one. Okay, we have tried for the new ones. Okay, the newly created API specification
Correct.
from ACB, but we need to check for the existing ones. Okay.
Okay. And one more query. Yeah, like, can we add more and more endpoints for the already existing one? Is it possible?
Yes, from when I'm doing the editing, in ACB, I can add more and I can publish the next version to Exchange, and that
Okay.
will again be expose that operation as an action. Okay, the additional operation will be exposed as an action, additional action in Agentforce. Okay, in Salesforce agents.
Okay. Those are automatically reflected in the API catalog, or we need to do something extra?
I think we need to re again. I mean, we do not have the option of resyncing the existing one. I think it would automatically fetch that additional operation. Okay.
Okay. Okay, sure. Thank you. Yeah, that's it from my end.
Uh, do we have any more questions, Ashish? Yes, yes. Yeah, I'm trying to get the access with my partner manager. Again, these things takes time. Uh, I think it is we required some SKU code we need to provide. We need to have to be able to get it enabled.
Yeah, yeah.
In our
So
own.
these are Salesforce flows only. On top of that, they are giving connectors.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Thank you.
Uh,
Anyone have questions?
yeah.
You can ask. Yep. Go ahead.
No, no, like what we were saying, like we have just started with this as well. So probably like we will schedule one more call where we can actually bring in some more like proper use case to all of you, because we were also not sure that while trying it out, we will get a lot of challenges. So whatever we show right now, like was just not that simple because we had to identify a lot of things. And if we talk about the hurdles, definitely nothing is mentioned already, like over the internet as of now. So yeah,
Yep.
like
So
maybe after our TDX event, we will definitely come again with a new use case and a proper end-to-end demo for API catalog as well as MuleSoft flows.
Priya, you don't need to mention that. Okay, that's how meetup goes. Okay.
That is how like last